Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Minecraft with Shannog. Today we're playing on the CreativeVoid modded Minecraft server. This is a FTB Unleashed plus or minus a few mods server. We've added a couple of building mods as well as some other things. Right now we're just hanging out in the spawn area, so this cobblestone block is where the spawn is. As you can probably see, there's not a lot going on. Not a lot of people have been too active in this spawn area. Most people are doing their own stuff sort of further away from the spawn area. Um, as you can see, there are torches everywhere. That's because we're playing with Outer Zone, who he really likes torches, and if you watched my other vanilla Minecraft episode 1, you can see on there too that he really likes to put torches up, and there's torches everywhere. So we'll do a quick tour of the server today. We'll go check out some of my builds as well as some of the other builds from other members on the server. So we'll start here. This is the lava station. So in Feed the Beast, you have to make power, and there's certain ways of making power. So you can use lava or solar power or lightning power or all sorts of stuff. And in the beginning, lava power is the easiest to get, but unfortunately, to get lava, you're either going to have to pump out of the nether and kind of ruin the appearance of the nether, and also create some lag if you're loading, lots of chunks in the nether, lots of chunks on the overworld, and all sorts of stuff. So some of the members of the server came up with this sort of lava station, gas station concept, and I think they did a really good job of it. I really like the look of it. In here, there's how to use some of the rules. Only use ender tanks. Place a sign so everyone knows whose is whose. Mine's right here, Shannog. And yeah, so we're not supposed to take significant amount of lava from this because you don't want to drain the tanks down here. We got the lava fabricators from Mine Factory Reloaded constantly pumping this tank full. So you don't want to take too much. It's just sort of like a Kickstarter to your power, just to make it a little bit faster for us. As you can see, I'm eating golden apples. I'm pretty rich on this server. I got a lot of good infrastructure up. And we will get to looking at that in a little bit, but there's still a couple more buildings around spawn. So here is a free blocks building. Oh, this has to be turned off right now. It is overflowing. I built this. So, sand and glass and gravel is pretty commonly used. Oh, got glitched there. Pretty commonly used block. I'm just going to move this whole thing. I'm just going to pick that up. In Feed the Beast, so I thought it would be a good idea to build something that constantly pumps out sand and glass and gravel, and actually it's been pretty heavily used on the server, so I'm pretty happy about that. How it works, we have a igneous extruder that with water and lava will constantly make cobblestone, which goes into this pulverizer, which is powered by this magmatic engine. I'm actually taking this lava from the gas station that we just saw, so already a benefit to that gas station. That thing is awesome. So this pulverizes the cobblestone, and with that we get sand and gravel. The gravel goes into this pipe and gets piped up to the surface. The sand goes through this pipe, and then here it splits, so about half of the blocks go into here and are through the powered furnace are turned into glass, and then half of the blocks keep going and go up to the surface and make fill up the barrels up here. I kind of like the design too with the quartz and the abyssal block. Looks pretty good. And yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna take some glass out of there so we don't have a problem. And next door, I built this. Well, it's sort of an iron factory, and you get some of the tower plank blocks. So what this is it's a mob spawner from the Twilight Forest. And in the Dark Towers, there's these mobs called Carmite golems, or Carmonite, or some sort of Carmen something golems. Anyway, stand here, and the golems will spawn. Oh yeah, there we go, Carbonite. So the golems will spawn, and then these conveyor belts will travel. They'll push the golems into the melee turtles here. I wrote a quick just attack script, and from the golem drops you get these tower wood planks, and iron ingots. So it's a good way to get iron. It's not very fast, but kind of a cool concept. And then down below, I put some brain in a jar, so it collects the experience when the Carbonite golems die. So that's pretty loud. Yeah, so that's this building. Down here we have some barnyard animals. I had a snowman here, cryogenic experimentation lab 3, test subject Frosty, and it was constantly making snowballs. I was using a lot of ice earlier in the game, so it was good to have the snowballs, because with a compressor you can compress the snowballs and turn them into ice. Over here we have some sailboats, which are amazing, built by one of the members of the server, Aaron. This one's awesome. It's really, really nice. And then over there, there's a smaller one. Here's a house that Paralytic HD built. It's just a little house. There's not any machines or anything in there. It's just kind of a nice house with a farm, bunch of tree taps, stone hoe. Yeah, I like the look of it. Oh yeah, in our mod pack, we have added the chisel mod, which is a building mod. Oh, got some lag. Which is a building mod, and with that mod, glass panes turn completely invisible. So if someone's built with glass panes, it just looks invisible. So a lot of the time, I'll like come to someone's house and I'll be like, la la la, boom, and then smack into the glass panes. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So that's pretty much all there is around spawn. We have our nether portal over here. We are running 1.5 FTB unleashed, so we don't have the odd portals or any of the new features in vanilla yet. And then up there we have our portal to the Promised Land, which is a extra biomes addition. We won't go in there today. Nothing too special in there. Oh, that's a pretty good view. But yeah, not too much going around in the spawn area. We do have teleportation enabled on the server, so we are going to go to my first base, and yeah, I'm just going to teleport over there real quick. Whee! Okay, here we are. It's a disaster, as you can see. I've sort of started to build a building out here. I got my beacon up here. I got haste, strength, and regen, which is pretty good. Yeah, so I kind of have the beginning of a building, but with FTB, I find that I tend to build a lot more machines than actually do building. So yeah, I'll take you through some of the stuff I have going on over here. So you walk in, and we got some of our B machines here, and we got a big battery. So redstone energy cells filled up. We got an energy tesseract. This goes to one of my other bases, so I can get some energy there. I'm actually stealing B DNA from Isaac Wallace, who's actually online right now, one of the other members of the server, just because I was kind of lazy, and he had a lot, so I'm borrowing it. In here we got my bee serums. Got some pretty good stuff. I'm mostly running oily bees because I'm powering most of my things with MJs produced from steam engines. So yeah, we'll go over to where those steam engines are. So I have my steam boiler here. Oh, it looks like my fiber cables have bugged out a little bit. That's all right. So this ender tank comes from the next base we will go see, and it has fuel, and it comes in here, and then yeah, so these steam engines power this whole base here, so it's pretty good. Down here I have a lot of stuff, lots and lots and lots of goodies. I'm pretty happy. I'll take that for later. So how I'm getting all that stuff is if we come up here, I have a laser drill So this is from Mind Factory. Right now I have red laser focuses in here. So what this does is it uses MJs and these laser drill prechargers and the laser drill itself to drill into bedrock. So it doesn't actually break the bedrock, but this laser goes all the way down to the bedrock and produces ores sort of fictionally by drilling into the bedrock. So it's pretty cool. Good way to get lots of ores, and if you have it running for a long period of time, you get a lot of stuff. So all those things over there I've gotten from my laser drill here. This is again being powered by my steam engines that we saw just over there. And the items from the laser drill go into this ender chest, and over there they're pumped out and processed and turned into ingots and whatever else, because you get some nether quartz and all sorts of stuff. So I just leave that in ore form, and then if I ever need it, I can just pick it up and use fortune or put it in a grinder or something like that. Yeah, so that's how I'm getting a lot of my resources. Over here, we have some conveyor belts, and what this is there's a mob spawner down below here that I got from the Soul Shards mod. It's a tier 5 skeleton spawner. So the skeletons come up and, ooh, chainmail, nice. They do a little bit of a skeleton conga line, and then they fall into here, and then they are killed by this machine, which is a grinder from Mind Factory. And so how this works is the skeletons fall into here. When the skeletons are killed, the mob grinder produces something called essence. That's not what I wanted to look at. Something called essence. It's sort of like liquid XP. Turn that off, get a little bit frame rate drop. And from the essence, you can spawn additional mobs. So in that machine right there, I have a Enderman Pokeball. I call them Pokeballs. They're actually called Safari Nets. So what you do is you just go up to a mob and click on it with a Safari Net, and it'll go inside. And if you put the Safari Net into a auto spawner, and you supply it with power and essence, it will spawn whatever mob you gave it. So from this system, I've collected, 6,600 rotten flesh, a bunch of ender pearls, a bunch of wither skeleton skulls, which is awesome, slime balls, and whatever mob drops I want, I can get from this machine. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so the pipes just come out of there, and all the items that I want to keep are piped down through here, and all the items that I don't are they go into this void pipe, which destroys them. Over here I have a Steve's Cart farm. I don't think this is... Oh, it's still running. Wow. Oh, the woodcutter is almost dead. Yeah, that's what I expected. But yeah, so I get a lot of logs and saplings and apples and all sorts of stuff from that. So one of the results from the mob spawner I have there is this barrel. 30,000 gold. That's a lot. So how I'm getting all that is when these monsters, the skeletons, come down with gold armor or any other kind of armor, I pipe that armor into either a macerator or a powered furnace, and it turns the gold or chainmail or iron or whichever armor the mob has into ingots or tiny piles of dust. So for example, I get tiny piles of steel dust from chainmail. So I've got some blast furnaces over here built to turn that dust into steel ingots. So that's how I'm getting all these boilers and steam engines and all sorts of stuff like that. Down here, we have some of my bee processing facility. Again, it's a disaster. So this is where that skeleton spawner is. So those skeletons are coming from here. Yeah. So I used to have most of my bee processing here, but I did move it to my second base, which we will go to next. So most of my bee products come through here, and then I void the drones, the extra drones, and then they're going to this chest where they used to uh, be distributed throughout this little area, but now they go into this ender chest, and then they are processed at my other processing facility. Down here, we have a system that generates titanium and iridium. So if we look in this chest, we can see 7 iridium ingots. Take those, it's pretty good. There's a bit of a automatic frame system. I'm only getting, ooh, that's full. I'm only getting a small amount of iridium, and I'm only using the untreated frames, so it's not very fast. My second base is where my really fast iridium and titanium production is. So this tank, this is full of fuel from my next base, and yeah, so that's pretty much this base. There's a bunch of other stuff going around here. I haven't really made it very pretty. It's pretty much a disaster, but I got a lot of resources from it, and I kind of like the messy look in Feed the Beast, just because it kind of makes things look industrial, which is kind of what I like. I've also put these smoking blocks from the Twilight Forest in these towers here, so it kind of looks like there's exhaust coming from the production of resources in there. So I think that's pretty cool. So now we will go see my second base, which is where I have some more bee stuff, and yeah, so we'll just teleport over there real quick. All right, so if you thought that place was a disaster, we'll come here. I don't even know where to start. All right, let's start at the alveary. So in here we have refined bees. Those bees are producing oily combs and refined combs, which are producing my fuel. So the combs are going into these 2 centrifuges, and then are going through these pipes, coming up, and then being processed into either oil or honey, because we get honey drops from the combs, and then they go into these tanks, and so we get our fuel and our honey. Again, I'm using the fuel to power my steam boilers. I'm getting a lot of fuel, which is really good, so I'm not having a problem maintaining steam output. So I do have fully automated proven frames in all of these alvearies. So most of this infrastructure here is actually the proven frame building machines. So how you build the proven frame is 4 sticks around an impregnated frame. So I'm getting 4 sticks from a tree farm over there that's harvesting the forced saplings and forced trees and turning them into sticks. 21,000, it's quite a bit. I'm getting string from a couple of sheep I have over there. Hungry. And I'm getting the impregnated sticks from this tree farm. So this tree farm is producing logs which travel over to here. 15,000 oak wood. They go into here when I tell them to, and the creosote oil from the coke oven is turning them into impregnated sticks. So if we turn that on, you can see the oak wood goes into there. We get our impregnated sticks, and those go over to the auto crafting system over here, where the impregnated sticks and string are combined to make impregnated frames. They travel into here, which is another auto crafting system, but I used a different type of auto crafting to turn the impregnated frames and 4 sticks into proven frames. So pretty complicated, but yeah, it does the trick, and I'm getting quite a bit of iridium. I'm getting a ton of uranium. Yeah, so this tree farm is really cool. It's the Mine Factory Reloaded tree farm. If you supply it with fertilizer, it's hilarious. Oh, there goes that fertilizer. That was pretty funny. So we'll put some in there, and prepare to be amazed. Yeah, so that is creating the wood, and I'm collecting the saplings as well. I was using biofuel to power a second steam boiler over here. Why is there a chair here? To power the second steam boiler, but it was pretty unnecessary. I didn't need all the power. I had enough power with just the one steam boiler. And yeah, so some of the stuff I'm getting a lot of beeswax, almost a full barrel of titanium dust, some nickel dust, which is always good to have, and fuel, honey. I'm getting coal coke, some forest saplings, propolis, all sorts of stuff. So this is a pretty good system. I really like having this here. Oh yeah, I put a big glass sheet up in the sky. I was sick of the rain, so yeah, I decided that was a good idea. Down here I've got a little garden with a nice little chair. Oh, I love this. That chair is coming from Jammy's Furniture Mod, which is pretty cool. So I got some iron, sorry, not iron, wood and straw golem from Thumbcraft. I was just sort of playing around. I haven't used them too much, trying to see what kind of stuff I could get. Lots of carrots and potatoes and wheat. It'd be nice to have that stuff on the vanilla server. That's for sure. But yeah, so these guys are just hanging out. And this is where my bee processing area is. So lots of pollen, lots of royal jelly, honeydew. I'm getting a little bit of iron. I have like one set of iron bees in an apiary. And yeah, got my carpenter over here. Yeah, all sorts of stuff going on in this base. And this big central area is called ISM. So that stands for Isaac Shanog Miami. So the three of us are starting a business on the FTB server, and this is the headquarters. I think this is really epic. Up there, Miami's placed a lot of IC2 machines, so if we ever need to use those, they're all located in there. That platform is Isaac's. So the plan is to make a whole bunch of these platforms stretching out in all the different directions and sort of having our business operate from this central location. So I think this is going to be the end of part one, I suppose, of our server tour. This has gotten to be pretty long. There's another chair over there. Yeah, I don't know where all these chairs are coming from. Yeah, so this is going to be the end of the part one of the server tour. I didn't expect it to last this long, but I guess there's a lot of stuff to look at. So yeah, I will get on to part two, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, leave me any feedback if you think there's anything I could improve on, and I will see you next time.